A round of OTAs completed around the National Football League, and who looks good and who doesn't look any good as we take a couple of weeks off and then we crank things up at the end of July when the full force of training camp work begins. Mike Rodak covers the Buffalo Bills with ESPN and joins us here for a few minutes on ESPN Radio in Albany. Big Board Sports on 104.5 The Team. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Well, good, Mike. Appreciate a few minutes. Is there you want to start out by trying to put a positive spin on this Buffalo Bills team as they made their way through the OTAs?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what things seem to be just mood-wise around a team. I mean, look, this isn't a team that's going to make the playoffs this year. I don't think that's kind of they think they're at. But I think they cleaned up some of the issues where, you know, last season, Rex Ryan, his entire staff, the entire move that staff was just so poor around the building by the end of last season. And so to bring in Sean McDermott and have him kind of change the culture, Brandon Beane, and all the scouts, it's been a lot of positive reaction around the league to some of the scouts that they've hired. So for them to do that, I think is kind of the course of the ship here. There's still a lot of that needs to be made here. There's a lot of decisions, especially on Tyrod Taylor, you know, next season that need to be made as well. So long term, I think it's looking up, but for the short, it's it's still usual.
The usual, and another year where you're right. It'd be a miracle if they are a playoff team, but the climate does seem to be changing. Hopefully, they can stay consistent with the head coach. Where are they at the quarterback spot in Buffalo?
Yeah, that's the big issue right now is what exactly is Tyrod Taylor? Because we don't know. I think after 2 seasons, he's somewhere in the middle. We don't know if he's a franchise guy. We don't know if he's simply just worth casting off. So he's going to need probably one more season here. Have Sammy Watkins healthy. I mean, he should at least, unless Sammy Watkins gets injured again. And guys kind of see where and his new contract, he restructured in the offseason, allows the Bills to cut him after this season, which change, kind of the course of his career a little bit because, you know, that's basically the end of him in Buffalo. So, have to see how it performs this year. If it's on the level that he has, as he's done in the last years, I don't think he's going to be the quarterback in 2018. I think the Bills look towards the 2018 final quarterback. There's 3 names at the top of the draft between Sam Darnold from USC, Rosen, and Jeff Allen. And one of those 3 guys could come if they can package their first-round pick, whatever that happens to be, and Chiefs' first-round pick as well. They could trade up in that draft and maybe find their long-term, quarterback that way. So that's one option. Maybe Tyrod Taylor improves and starts to really solidify himself. Another deal after next season. We'll have to. Right now, they're kind of stuck in the middle of quarterback.
Mike, Brian Mariano in with Rodger here this morning on Big Board Sports. The Bills went defensive the first round of the draft with Tre'Davious White. What did he look like in his first round of OTAs?
Looked like one of the best players on the field. Sean McDermott actually told us that he was sitting in his office and watching film of practice, and he was thinking to himself, why am I not more concerned about this guy? Because apparently he looks like a second or third year player. My eyes as well. That's what I saw. It's just not just BS from Sean McDermott. This is actually a guy who's practiced the last couple months, made a lot of plays in the ball, very aggressive in doing so. I want to say he's picked off Tyrod Taylor 2 or 3 times this spring, and that's compared to anybody else, it's head and shoulders his competition at cornerback and at safety. So, that's about as good as you can get from a first couple months. We'll have to see if that through the rest of the summer, but very positive progress for him.
Where do you stand with the head coach? I know it's early, right? Haven't played any games yet. You've been around him for a very short period of time, but does Sean McDermott, what does he bring to the table that maybe a few others, and there have been a lot of coaches that have come through the doors in Buffalo, have not?
Yeah, the story on him is basically he's that homeroom grinder, toughness, no-nonsense guy. obviously a lot of that is the opposite of Rex, which is a big reason why he's in here. That's what NFL teams tend to do is, find the opposite of what their former coach was, what their last was. So he's a lot more measured, I think is word to describe him. I don't know. He's still a guy who has never NFL game, walked the sidelines as an NFL head. So I wouldn't expect big things first year from him, but I think he does have traits that down the road could make him one of those John Harbaughs or Mike Tomlins or Mike McCarthy. One of the coaches that seems to stick around the league for a while. I think Sean McDermott has the potential to be that. Of course, if he can find a quarterback, because that's what head coaches need to succeed in this.
Yeah, find a quarterback. That's always the a priority. Is this a team, Mike, if they are going to have some success next season? We're talking with Mike Rodak, ESPN, Buffalo Bills. We had a lot of Buffalo Bills fans in the Capital Region just waiting for this team and this franchise to make the postseason here. But if they're going to win games, are they going to rely on their defense?
I don't think so. I think it's LaShawn McCoy. I think this team is going to live with LaShawn McCoy, much as it did last season. He's their best player. I would say he's team MVP pretty easily. And when he's not in there, that offense is a lot different. It's a lot easier defense to manage that offense. You don't have that number 2 running back anymore because they lost Mike Gillislee to the Patriots. Have anybody, if Sean McCoy gets hurt, that would kind of pick them up. He's a huge player for them. I think that's kind of where their success for this season is. They Sammy Watkins and Tyrod Taylor more than they have in past years. That's obviously going to be a big help, but it's still a run-first team. They're all more than anybody else last year. The defense, there's things to like about it. The defensive line, I think, is where you're going to start there, between Jerry Darius and probably one more year, Williams and Shaq Lawson, who was the first round last year. That could be a strength. I think the overall defense, when you look at linebacker, they don't have a Luke Kuechly to run Sean McDermott's system, which is going to require a lot of linebackers, a lot of playing in space. One of those guys. I'm not worried with their safety signings. I think issues at corner beyond Tre'Davious White. It's not going to be a purely defensive team. I think this is going to be more a team that's going to live or die by LaShawn McCoy.
Mike, appreciate a few minutes here in Albany. As I said, a lot of Buffalo Bills fans, and nice report from you. And we'll see what happens here, right? And you never know, but it doesn't appear the roster, and especially with the insecurity at the quarterback spot, that they're going to be able to to get enough wins to make the playoffs. But time will tell, right, my friend?
Exactly, yeah. I think that's pretty much where they're at. Looking up long term. We'll see how it goes.
There you go. Mike Rodak. Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate a few minutes.
You got it. Thank you.